There are more than 90,000 dams across the United States, but only 6% of them are used to generate electricity, according to the U.S. Energy Information Administration. Most are used for drinking, recreation, and irrigation. It might seem contradictory that in a day and age where we're moving toward a greener future, that officials are advocating for the removal of dams nationwide, but the data shows they're not great for the environment or the people whose cultures rely on it.
The river is part of our being, part of the fabric of who we are.
There's a symbiotic relationship that exists along the Klamath River in Northern California. The Pacific Ocean feeds its existence, and in turn, the river feeds those who call its shores home.
Yeah, I just sit up there on the road and listen by my old fish camp. I just kick back, turn the car off, no lights. It just makes you calm, relaxes you.
Tony Ray Peters is a member of the Yurok tribe, a group that settled along the Klamath thousands of years ago. Over the generations, it has been the tribe's lifeblood, providing its members with spirit, food, and purpose, as the river has historically played host to the third largest salmon run in the country. Most days, Tony would be out on the water catching them.
Yeah, this is where I use my refrigeration, the stove, and play cards and dice.
But this isn't most days.
And there's my grandpa Chuck.
These days, Tony and the rest of her people are banned from fishing along the Klamath, their primary food source, because the salmon have been on the edge of extinction for years. A big part of it is due to the Iron Gate Dam, located 175 miles upstream.
It's affected not just me, my grandkids, my whole family, all the elders around us. There's not enough to feed my family.
The early 1900s brought a new age of dam construction in the United States. At the time, they were engineering marvels that showcased human ingenuity as they created power, recreation, and drinking water. But they are pricey, and their licensing processes became cumbersome. So as time marched on, people started looking elsewhere for energy. In the late 60s, hydropower was the only form of renewable energy used in the U.S. Today, it's only a cut of the pie, as it comprises just over half the energy output as wind energy alone. Add on emerging data that shows dams disrupt natural habitats, emit more carbon than previously thought, and pollute rivers and streams, and many dams became barren as companies stopped renewing their leases on them. Their effects, tribes like the Yurok have been feeling and vocalizing for decades.
As you can see, it's fallen on hard times, and it's everything is shut down.
Barry McCovey is the Yurok Tribal Fisheries Director and has been working to save the salmon for decades.
Early on, when tribes were the first ones to start talking about dam removal as an option, tribes were laughed out of these meetings, and no one took it seriously. But through just years and years of being tenacious and pushing and never giving up, it's a reality today. They removed one dam already, so we're in the thick of it. We're getting it done.
It's been a painstaking process from the perspective of scope and scale.
It's led us to where we are today, as people like Mark Bransom have been instrumental in removing more than 2,000 dams over the last 90 years, with the highest number of removals coming in 2017, 2018, and 2019. Come next year, that number will be one higher when Mark's crew finishes its removal of the Iron Gate Dam, a $500 million project.
I understand the opposition to the project. There are a number of people who have lived for years around these lakes who really value what these lakes offer. But I'm optimistic that we can foresee a time when a restored river brings a lot of the values and appreciation for the environment that's going to result from restoring some sort of ecological balance to the area.
This is our brush dance. It's a ceremonial dance for a sick person.
There is a symbiotic relationship along these shores, one between river and people.
Our health, our mental health, our physical health, our spiritual health is also connected to the river.
It's a relationship that has been turbulent for quite some time, and finally on the precipice of healing.
You know, we're just kind of building these sideboards the river will go in and do all the hard work and work to heal itself. And as the river starts to heal itself, I look forward to the Yurok people feeling good about that and hopefully having some catharsis and some healing ourselves.
Dan Grossman, Scripps News, Klamath, California.